Hey, 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 you know what time it is.
It's time for the Heart to Heart Journey to Unconditional Love podcast.
I am your host, Delay Bloomer. That is my co host, Harlan Brown. And we're back. We're back again. Oh
Let's
my
do
God,
it.
this has been a great series we've been doing. And I can't wait to get right in it. So, how you been this week? What's going on with you, Harlan Brown?
It's been a week. It's been a week, but it's a good one. So blessed and ready to jump in this topic.
Okay, well, we've been on Your Heart's Desires. So, we're going to go to guess what we gonna go to? We gonna go to Your Heart's Desires too. I know we didn't get a lot of chance to finish up what we were talking about before, but I know we got into it a little bit. For the audience who probably did, who hadn't listened to it before, or did listen to it. Just a recap. Um, we started with the mind, and now we're going on to the heart. The series with the heart and how you need to get your heart right before you go into a relationship and getting your heart right for that journey to unconditional love. So some of the things we talked about last week, man, was a banger. Told you, we came locked and loaded this year, and it was a lot of stuff. But one of the things we talked about was the heart is wicked um,
Right.
and deceitful,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
who can understand it? And
Right.
it's with beyond control. So I mean,
Hmm.
things that you got to remember when you're talking about your heart. But hopefully we gave you some tangible exercises, keeping positive things in your heart, keep pouring positive words, positive phrases, positive thoughts into your heart, um, and just
Taking
don't.
your time and slowing down a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. So those are the things that we're gonna do. So we're gonna go a little step further. So I gotta drop the I gotta drop a scripture on them. I gotta drop the scripture. So what scripture we have today for them? What's that
Come on,
scripture?
get to it. It's Proverbs 4:23. That's
Proverbs
right.
4:23. Can you read that for them, Harlan Brown, for the audience?
Of course, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it.
Yeah, yeah. One more time. Give it to me one more time.
Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it.
Yeah, you got to be careful of your heart. You got to be careful who you give it to. You got to be careful of what you receive in it, because for everything flows in it. And if you don't, then you're putting yourself in that deceitful mode, deceitful mode, and things that where your heart can become deceitful. But if you help taming it by guarding your heart, um,
Right.
by keeping it close to your chest, by doing everything. And again, I don't want people to get the wrong idea. Of course, you have to open your heart sometimes in order to receive things. But we're
Right.
talking about, so you don't get it mixed up. We're talking about more of mind what you put in your heart, because your heart is that vessel that carries everything. That is the basis of all we do.
Right.
Um, and just we just want to make sure that you guys understand that. So we're going to expand on that. Some of the things that I do is I always listen to positive music. I always put positive phrases in my heart, and I'll always put positive things, and I surround myself around positive people.
That's a
Not
good
too
that's a
hard.
good combination. That's a great combination.
Yeah. So, what are some of the things that you do to guard your heart?
Guarding my heart, I think, really begins with me, with meditation for me. I'm big on meditation. I'm also big on positive affirmations. When I say self love, it's not just pampering myself, but also actually exploring the things about myself that I know that I want to work on and things that I know that are my strengths. I don't always just worry about the things that I need to work on, but most of all, just celebrate my strengths and in those different areas where I feel challenged a lot. So that's pretty much what I do. And I'm a I love Pilates, so I love my mat. So once I'm on my mat, I can zone out the world and just free flow. So yeah. So
Yeah,
that's
and I
me.
know, this is more the self-help part of it. We'll get more into the heart when it comes to relationships and things, but these are the things to prepare your heart so that you can be in that good relationship. And so again, I always was taught positive begets positive.
Hmm.
So that's why, I listen to positive songs, and some of the songs I listen to are uplifting. Gospel comes to mind. But, I go back to those songs in the past when they talk about love, right? Nowadays, these songs are like, yo, I'm going to take this and give me this and da da da. But
I know.
before, it was the courting, it was the, hey, I love you. I'm looking at you. I'm seeing you, and just putting positive words and positive vibes that's in the room.
Yeah.
Um, and one of the things that we talked about, and I know you could expand on this because I got this from you one time, was reading the room. So let's kind of give the audience something that we can talk to them about when they go into certain places and read in the room, and whether or not they should be in where they're at, and being around, and find those positive vibes that we're talking about, that they need to look for to make sure that their heart is always in that direction.
I think really reading a room is one of those things where you come into situations or you get involved in something or you're invited to something. It could be anything that you enter this room. And I know that I'm an energy. I feel how people's responses are. I'm definitely one not to go into the room boisterous, but to go into the room silent, right? Because I'm a silent I'm like a quieter person. I'm not silent, but I'm quiet. And I kind of really kind of read the room, kind of observe where people are at the time, what they're experiencing at the time. I mean, I can use an example which is funny to me because I use it a lot. I was had recently moved to my location and went to a church singles ministry kind of thing, right? And I know everybody has a singles ministry like joke that they have attended, and it was like, what?
Yeah, right.
So it is, I'm as I'm walking in, me being a new person, me and a newbie, I'm reading a room. I'm trying to see where people are kind of focusing. And so I can clearly read the room of singles who are like trying to get married, the group of singles. I've been there, done that. Don't come over here. Don't look at me. I'm not doing that. And then I got the ones who were like, oh, I'm widowed. So, I mean, I had my life. And so as the conversations went on, it was the kind of the singles with the divorce. Now you think you want that. You don't want that. And I'm just like, this is a little spooky for me. I think I'm gonna have to step back out because at the end of the day, what I came for was fellowship and to meet some other people at the church because it was new to me, not necessarily to be in the middle of a debate of what's good and what's not good when it comes to being in a relationship, or you on a pipe dream thinking like love is easy when it's not. And it's just it was just like a battle of different, just differences. And so when I say read the room, I mean look at what people are bringing to you, look at what you're receiving from other people. Make it part of what your priorities are, right? Don't necessarily always feed into somebody else's point of view, because that's not, I didn't walk into that room trying to either get married or find out what it was like to be married or understand what it means to be a widow. I went in that room just to make friends, create another atmosphere for me outside of just sitting in church on Sundays. So when I say read the room, just make sure that you are aligning yourself with people who have your values, who are thinking about the things that you're kind of thinking about. And for me, I really like talking to people who are in the position of where I want to be, where I see myself wanting to be in, to understand how did they get there and what did it take for them to get to where they were. So reading the room means a lot. It just means aligning yourself and making sure that you're in a position to be with and around the community that will uplift you and will keep you on the path that you're trying to get to.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said that because I didn't think you were going to get there, but you went to a really important word that I wanted to get into today, and that's alignment. Who are you aligning yourself with and aligning your heart with? Because that means a lot. So anytime you're doing anything, wherever you align your heart and whatever you allow your heart to come in, that's what is going to pour out. And that's the message that I want to get across for this particular podcast about your heart's desires, because whatever you are aligning yourself with your heart, that's what's going to pour out of your heart. And
Right.
a lot of times we get involved with people, we get involved with groups, and we get involved with things that, start out to be positive. Then you find out that it's more of a group that they just talking about people, gossip, gossiping, telling people, just people are angry, people who just are bitter with the world because of the things that they've done or relationship that they've been in. Oh, I can't stand her because of this and can't stand that. When you see people like that, turn your head and walk away. Don't get involved in that. Now, not saying that you might feel the same way, because it might be like, you got your people. This could be either at work or even in your family, where they just talk so much and that person lying all the time. Man, I can't stand up. They so loud. Why they this and now your demeanor starts to change,
Exactly. Because
and you
your
don't.
energy starts to gravitate to, your energy starts to adjust to be in that room. You
Yeah,
understand what I mean? So it's, you don't want to adjust yourself to be in a position to be around those people, around things that are not feeding you. Walk away from the things that are not feeding you. It's okay to walk away from things that are not feeding you. You have the wherewithal to know what it is that you need. When you study, when you guard your heart and you know what you want in your heart, the whole purpose of guarding your heart is that my heart is already, I know what my heart desires, right? And I know I'm trying to make sure that I'm on the right path. I cannot seek somebody who is not on the right path to um to get with, because of the fact that that's going to drive me off the path that I was on. And a lot of times I think we get sidelined on those things, and we kind of try to adjust to do things that we know that are not our heart's desire. And so we don't want to get caught up in the feelings, because we said that the last time, feelings are not facts, right? So we get caught up in all of the feelings, and then we don't think about the facts, or what that is actually going to do to alter my space, my life, my heart, my and all the other things that come with that.
yeah. And I want to go back to this. Your heart's desires is a choice. So anything your heart is desiring, it's a choice. And although you might want to do some things, if it aligns with something that is not positive, you have to make that choice. It's up to you to make the choice. Either I'm going to stay aligned with that, or I'm not. What I think a lot of people do, is they feel that they are, I don't know, immune to it, where I can go in the room, I can read the room, and they can talk about that, but I still have my own mind and my own heart, and I won't succumb to anything that they're saying. But you get in that room, and then all of a sudden you're part of the conversation because something
Exactly.
hit that nerve that you had. Like, remember in that past relationship, has this ever happened to you where the guy said or the girl said that they were gonna meet you somewhere and they ain't come and they ain't have nothing part of my time and things like
Exactly.
this, and then now you haven't engaged in that conversation and you're passionate about it, and that's in your heart. Now that negativity is just flowing, so all that negativity is pouring out. Now it's good to get it out, but it's not good to have a community of it.
Right. You don't want to sit in it. You don't want to rehearse it. You don't want to loop it every single time, every single day. Because what you meditate on the most is what it is that is what's going to come out of your mouth. That's what you're putting in your heart. The more you meditate on negative stuff, then that's what's in your heart. The more you meditate on a more pleasant thing, or self-love, or love period, then you are going to start pouring out love out of your heart. So you got to be careful what you're meditating on. And when I say meditating, constantly thinking about the same thing over and over again is just clearly meditation. So if you're constantly thinking about, oh my God, this is going to be a horrible day, this is terrible, this is terrible, this is terrible, everything that comes to you that day, you're already approaching it with this is terrible attitude, instead of this is a blessing, right? So, oh, I'm blessed. I'm blessed. I have a coworker and friend who every time I see her, she, like, I don't even have to see her. I can just hear her voice and already know, like, she's just always happy, right? She's always with, hey girl, hey love, what's going on? and I can hear her coming down the hallway. How are you? Blessed, blessed. So, and
but
I love that about her because her energy is always that.
yeah, but think about that. Think about what you just said. Don't you have people who look at that person and be like, "Oh God, how can she be
Yeah,
so happy?" But
she's faking. She can't be that serious.
yeah,
Like, who's gonna be that happy? I have plenty of friends who are like, I have a girl, I have a friend who she'll call you. It doesn't matter what day of the week it is, but she'll put something like pertaining to God, right? She'll be like, "Thank God it's Thursday," or "Faith Friday," like, and so every time she does that, and I've watched other people like, so annoying.
it's
Like,
all
no,
right.
it's not, because I know, and I don't know her whole story, but I know she's been through some things. So she
Yes,
is literally genuinely
generally.
blessed, and she is not going to let anybody deter her from being blessed because she's here. And there could have been a chance where she could not have been here, right? So
Exactly.
it's just all of those things. And the people who walk around with, and what people really need to understand is when people walk around with that kind of determination to be happy, to
Yeah.
be blessed, to bring joy into situations, it's because they know that no matter what's going on behind the scenes, you don't know what's going on behind the scenes first,
Right.
right? You don't know what it took for them to get there.
Right.
Secondly,
Right.
and they are determined to do something great for themselves and be great, period,
Yeah.
right? So they're not trying to hear it. They've seen it. They've heard it. They know all the negative stuff. They know all of the things that can go wrong. They have been through traumas and tribulations, and I have to applaud them, and I am so happy to be around people like that, because those are the people who fuel me a lot of the times when I'm just like, okay, girl, I need you to tell me something like amazing today, right? And it could be, we could just be talking about, oh, it's raining outside today, but God is, he's pouring out those blessings, like the rain is coming down and all kind of stuff. So it's one of those things where whatever your faith is, whatever it is that brings you joy, whatever it brings that smile on your face, whatever that you can think about that can make you feel good, think on those things. Be intentional about those things, because those are the only things that really count, seriously.
Yeah, and that's good. I know our time is almost up, but I want to add to that. Those are people who had chinks in the armor. Those are the people who know, look, what it, like you said, what it took to get to that point. So don't hate. Don't hate. The only hate is coming from you. You're just upset you can't be that happy, and don't hate on that. Join them. Read the room and join them, sharing their happiness. Be genuinely happy for them that they found something that makes them happy, that they're choosing to be happy every day. That's the point I want to get across in this your heart's desires too, because your heart, it's so easy for your heart to desire just everything that is not good.
Right, like donuts.
You want to be angry. You want to be that energy. But when you think about this, your energy, when you're angry, it takes so much energy out of everything. It sucks up everything. And just try this exercise at home, guys and girls. And everybody else in the audience. Try this exercise at home. This is what I give when it comes to your heart's desires. When you just get angry, feel right here. Feel your heart. It tenses up. It's restricting. It's like, ugh. But when you love and just talk about things with joy, you relax. And you know what that does? That makes the blood flow from your heart much easier to flow through. You relax, you feel a lot better. Everything is good. That's why you have to guard your heart with everything. We're gonna end that on that note. What's that? Read that scripture one more time for them. We're gonna end it on
Above,
that. This has been great.
above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it.
Above all things, everything, guard your heart because everything flows through it. Now, if you want to be part of, and this is part of any relationship, but you want to be to yourself, choose to be happy. Choose to be happy. Put that in your heart. Surround yourself around positive people. Read the room so that you see and you can feel and gravitate towards the positiveness in that room instead of the negative, because it'll bring you down very quickly. It's real quick, so easy, so easy, so easy. It can turn, oh, so easy. And you don't want that. You want to keep everything that is good and positive in your heart, so that your heart can easily flow, so the blood that goes through it can easily flow. I know you got any last words for them, Harlem Brown? This was a great conversation. I hate that we got to go, but our time is up. But just any last words that you want to give the audience?
No, just really read the room and keep yourself aligned with the people who make you happy. And like you said, hating is not necessary. It takes too much energy to hate. It's so much easier to love.
Absolutely. So our time is up. As I end all our podcasts, trying to do something will keep you in your same place, but when you actually do something, your place has no limitations. I am the late bloomer. This is my co-host Harlan Brown, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Yeah, I know.